This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Looks like Electric Last Mile Solutions, or ELMS, is the first EV SPAC startup to fail. At its peak in late 2020, it was trading at $14 a share, and its market cap was $1.4 billion. Today, it's trading at 50 cents a share, and the company is only worth $63 million. But soon, it's not going to be worth anything. The company is going to file for Chapter 7 bankruptcy and liquidate. That means its assembly plant in Mishawaka, Indiana, could be available to other startups, and we'll have more on that in a minute. But ELMS ran into trouble when it struggled to import truck chassis from China, and shipping costs for those chassis soared because of a shortage of shipping containers triggered by the pandemic. Moreover, the founders, Jim Taylor and Jason Liu, were forced to resign earlier this year when the company accused them of improper stock purchases. ELMS is not the only EV SPAC startup that's in trouble, and there could be others that will have to close up shop too. So, could Chinese automaker NIO be interested in getting that assembly plant from ELMS? It could probably pick it up for pennies on the dollar in bankruptcy court. A few weeks back, we reported NIO is recruiting manufacturing specialists to build a factory in the U.S., and now it confirmed plans to start selling cars in the American market. NIO's CFO says it started a comprehensive study of the U.S. market and has formed a team dedicated to coming up with an entry plan. NIO also reported its first quarter earnings. It sold more than 25,700 vehicles, up nearly 30%, which brought in $1.5 billion in revenue, a gain of about a quarter compared to a year ago. However, it posted an operating loss of $325 million and a net loss of $265 million, which are both significantly larger losses from a year ago. Tesla is asking shareholders to approve another stock split, and if they approve it, each shareholder will get 3 shares for every share they already own. Tesla says it wants to make its stock more affordable for retail investors. The stock, which currently trades at around $700 a share, would drop to $233. But that could attract more people to buy the stock, which could drive the price back up again. And that's exactly what happened in August of 2020 when Tesla did a 5-to-1 stock split.
We want to know what drives your testing. OTA, connected car, diagnostics, remote testing. Intrepid Control Systems is here to help you work from anywhere. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
General Motors plans to use its electric, autonomous, and connected technologies for more than just passenger vehicles. GM Defense recently announced plans to expand into Canada and is now creating a new unit called GM Defense International to build military vehicles for foreign countries. It says it's exploring opportunities in Europe, the Middle East, and the Indo-Pacific region, and it plans to leverage GM's next-gen technologies for its future defense vehicles. Half of the people that use an autonomous shuttle service in its first few months of operation are just there to see how it works. That's according to a survey of riders who used an AV shuttle fleet run by Toyota and May Mobility in the state of Indiana. The test began last year and will likely stop at the end of June. But at first, 50% of the riders said they were there just to check it out. But that soon changed, and many used the service to go to work or school. One route was even able to increase rides by 90% over the course of the service and averaged about 50 rides per day. And this suggests that people are more comfortable with that technology once they experience it. Speaking of mobility, Honda is launching a 3-wheeled electric scooter in Japan this year and then in parts of Europe and the US in 2023. It features a unique balancing system that is said to make it stable from walking speed up to its top speed of 25 kilometers per hour or over 15 miles per hour. It can travel 30 kilometers or a little over 18.5 miles, and it can fold up for easier travel or storage. The first version to launch will cost about $1,900. Fans of piston power and sporty driving will be happy to know that the new BMW M2 will make its debut this October. Now it's in its final testing phases and recently hit the track in Austria. The car is still powered by a 3-liter turbocharged 6-cylinder engine. While BMW doesn't give any performance numbers, it says it boasts a similar performance level to the current M2 CS, which is a sportier version of the car that makes 444 horsepower. It will also retain the option for either a 6-speed manual or 8-speed automatic transmission. Other highlights include the same brake system as the M3 and M4, adaptive M chassis, and carbon fiber roof. Look for the new M2 to go on sale in April of next year.
At Schaeffler, we pioneer motion. Electrifying mobility, manufacturing smarter, reducing CO2 emissions, making energy production clean. Schaeffler pioneers motion to advance how the world moves.
The future of Michigan is extraordinarily bright. We have such incredible assets, and I think more and more we're realizing how to put those together in a way that's going to help this state really help lead the nation as we go forward.
Russian automaker AvtoVAZ is making cars again, but those cars are missing some important parts and components that can't be imported. And that's because of the trade sanctions that were slapped on Russia because of its invasion of Ukraine. The car is the Lada Granta and is being made without traction control, passenger side airbags, or air conditioning. It's powered by a 1.6-liter engine that only produces 90 horsepower, and you can only get a 5-speed manual, but it costs just $13,200. Stripped-down versions of Lada's other models are reportedly coming out soon as well. Several automotive suppliers have sniffed out a lucrative niche for themselves in the EV segment by making e-axles. They allow automakers to pull out the ICE powertrain of a vehicle and bolt in an e-axle and battery pack. And Schaeffler is the latest supplier to unveil its e-axle, but it is taking it one step further. Whereas most e-axles include the electric motor, power electronics, and transmission, Schaeffler includes the thermal management system as well. Packaging them into one integrated unit results in a smaller overall package. Schaeffler also uses extra heat from the power electronics and electric motor to heat the cabin when needed. And it makes a heat pump that automakers can add to their overall system that uses carbon dioxide as a refrigerant. Schaeffler says it's also developing an electric beam axle for pickups and already has orders from several automakers. Lockheed Martin and General Motors are teaming up to develop the next generation of lunar rovers for NASA. Most people are unaware that GM was heavily involved in the original lunar rovers that NASA sent to the moon in the 1970s. The new ones are going to be autonomous so that astronauts can spend more time doing science stuff instead of driving. And they'll be designed to operate during nights, last for 2 weeks, and deal with temperatures that run at 260 degrees Fahrenheit during the day and 280 below at night. GM will be contributing its battery and electric propulsion technology to the mission. Lockheed and GM have close ties. Linda Gooden, the former executive vice president for information systems from Lockheed, sits on GM's board of directors. But that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game. Schaeffler, we pioneer motion. And by